Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour. Just want to introduce that my team, my entire caucus is here in the front row. Shout out to everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Bonnie Crombie, and I want to thank AMO for bringing us all together as you do each and every year. For me, being here feels like coming home because for over a decade, I served in the municipal government, like you, as a councillor and as a mayor. And like you, I know how hard you work and how essential it is to the future of our province. It's great to be back with so many familiar faces, and as I've always said, the most important work in politics happens closest to home, at the local level, at kitchen tables, in community centers, and in council chambers, because that's where policy becomes reality, where we can make a big difference in the lives of the people that we represent. I've been in your shoes. I ran a city of nearly 1 million people and lived the everyday challenges that municipal leaders face, negotiating budgets, weighing priorities, planning for the future, and solving day-to-day problems, day-to-day crises in each and every neighborhood. This is where the rubber hits the road. Queen's Park likes to make big announcements and hold press conferences, photo ops with big chick, and with shiny shovels. But here at the municipal level, this is where the work gets done, where we build homes, roads, parks, transit, and take care of people's safety and build communities. That's why I'm honored to speak with municipal leaders and staff who make that policy real. I understand the pressure you're going through, shrinking budgets, communities in crisis, growing expectations, and limited tools. It feels like you've been asked to build 21st century communities with 19th century tools. And it's not just frustration. There are real consequences. When the province overreaches, or there are unclear mandates that bind you, the whole system suffers. We need a province that works with municipalities, not around them, that respects your role, that doesn't encroach on decisions that should be yours, empowers you, and gives you the tools to get the job done. Because the truth is, you know your communities best. You know what's needed, you know what's possible, and you know what's getting in the way. I know what it's like to stare down a budget with no easy choices, to ask, do we raise property taxes or cut back on services that people rely on? Or delay that infrastructure project everyone's been asking for, or dip into reserves and hope for the best. That tension between what your residents need and what your balance sheets allow. This is something that you carry with you every single day. But you invest in people, you invest in safety, and you invest in communities. You try to make every dollar stretch. And too often, just when you're at your limit, the province hands you another responsibility without the tools or the funding to match. That's not sustainable. It's also not respectful, and it's not leadership. When I talk about change, I don't just mean a new face at Queen's Park. I mean a new relationship. One where your feedback shapes policy before it's rolled out, not after it's gone sideways. One where we stop treating municipalities like junior partners and start treating them like the governments that you are. That's what respect looks like. That's what real partnership means. Toronto and Ottawa aren't the only municipalities that deserve a new deal. You all do. It's a deal that supports the smaller communities. It's time that there's a dedicated infrastructure fund for all, one that supports the smaller communities and provides them with separate, dedicated resources that allow for our communities to grow. Because respect also means taking responsibility. Because right now, while municipalities are doing the hard work, attempting to hit their housing targets and trying to say yes to growth, the province isn't holding up their end of the bargain. Ontario housing starts are slowing, and we need to be honest and transparent about this fact. Ontario has the worst housing starts in Canada. The choices being made here are dragging down the entire numbers of new homes being built in the entire country. You can't just continue to blame interest rates because other provinces have figured it out. They're building. They're building in BC. They're building in Alberta, and they're even building in Quebec. Ontario is supposed to be building 150,000 homes a year to achieve 1.5 million homes by 2031. So here we are in 2024, and we just had 95,000 housing starts last year. And that's only if you include 7,000 long-term care beds, student dormitories, and retirement home suites. Our economy is stalling. Communities are crumbling, and families across this province are feeling the pressure. Rising costs, fewer options, less certainty. Let me be clear, you can't build a strong economy without stable, affordable, and livable communities. And you can't build those communities by pushing the responsibility downhill and hoping municipalities will carry it alone. This government has been quick to talk tough on housing, but the numbers don't lie. Municipalities are doing their part and more. It's Queen's Park that's falling behind and failing to put its money where its mouth is and actually fund the infrastructure necessary to get the job done. Because here's the bigger picture. Ontario's economy is under pressure. Our communities are feeling it each and every day. Families are struggling to keep up with rising costs of living. Businesses are worried about stability. Safety concerns are growing. Budgets are increasing as communities are being forced to invest more in things like policing. And municipalities are being asked to do more with less. When people don't feel safe, when they can't find affordable housing, when they can't access healthcare close to home, when essential services are stretched thin, the local economy suffers. So does the fabric of our communities, the safety, the opportunity, and the quality of life that people count on, your residents count on. That's why I believe this. Municipalities aren't just service providers, you're economic engines. You drive the infrastructure that attracts investment, which will create jobs and grow your economy. You create the communities that attract talent. You shape the conditions for growth. And without strong municipalities, there is not a strong Ontario. So, if we want to turn this economy around, we don't do it by sidelining municipalities. We do it by empowering them. I've done this work with you. I've felt the frustration too. And I've seen the possibility. I know how much you care. I know the hours, the pressure, the trade-offs, and the pride that comes with serving our communities. I believe in the power of the municipal government. I believe in the potential of every local council and community to drive meaningful change. I believe in an Ontario where children, that they have playgrounds to enjoy, where communities feel safe and kids can walk home from school. and where things like public libraries entertain families, educate our youth, and help drive cultural exchange. And I believe that when Queen's Park listens, partners, and respects you, Ontario becomes stronger, fairer, and a more vibrant place to live. Thank you to each of you for everything you do, and let's keep building a better Ontario together. Merci. Thank you, Miigwech.